we weren't going to miss last year, even though it sucked, but this is a Late Night Warriors podcast. Podcast about animation, entertainment, and other things that go on in the Warrior circles. And, of course, your two hosts are Alex and
Chris. Be sure to follow us on our Twitter. That still exists. That's still collecting virtual dust at LNW Duo. All one word. I don't think it matters the capitalization because I think Twitter's search function is capable enough to find us if you search us up.
Definitely.
And Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, we are beginning 2021, and with
December's podcast, we're a little late. I guess
that's fine. That's just sort of the nature of this podcast. I'll have to admit, though, this is probably the last podcast coming out at us for a bit, as things are about to get busier for me and Chris as well as
presumably me as well.
But
I say presumably, but I guess we've both been kind of we've been missing our deadlines of when to record more and more lately.
And that's mainly because of life circumstances and,
and I think we just have to admit,
and school and stuff.
Yeah. Alex with the job. I'm jobless currently. I'm trying to change that around, but I like to blame COVID.
That's been my fear too, since I've almost encountered COVID, but enough about that. But yeah, this isn't the end of the Late Night Warriors, of course. We're going to always be out and about. Maybe you'll see another cartoon review or another kind of review entirely, or just some other unique project.
I don't know.
And maybe we'll go back to doing another type of podcast too. Who knows? This is always a channel meant for experimentation, so this isn't the end of us. This last episode is not the end of us.
I was gonna say maybe we could randomly come out with another episode of the podcast. Maybe something happens in a few months from now, and we're like, oh, dude, we got to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, we've essentially resorted to 1 month, one podcast a month to one podcast whenever. We will continue doing this podcast, but it's more of a whenever something interesting comes up and whenever we have the time.
But
that's where we're.
But enough about that. There are two big juggernauts in the streaming service realm that have to be talked about that made two big moves. Well, one of them is just part of their investor day, but the other, Warner Brothers, they did something very interesting. So their entire films for this year, 2021, is coming to HBO Max on a 1 month window, right at the same time they hit theaters. And this is the release strategy they've been doing for Wonder Woman 84. I don't know how successful that movie actually has been for HBO Max, but I'm sure it is helping them a bit. And they're hoping, or I guess AT&T or Warner Media is hoping that they could continue to keep HBO Max up there by just doing quite a risky move, which surprisingly none of the movie theaters have been opposed to, because they probably realize they're screwed anyways. I bet. But yeah, this is going to include The Matrix 4. This is going to include the new Space Jam, this new live-action Tom and Jerry sort of deal, the Suicide Squad, a lot of other WB films, except, I guess, the Batman. They're still trying to keep that as a big theatrical release. But pretty much a lot of WB movies, they're going to launch on HBO Max for about 1 month as they hit theaters.
Is it a one... So basically the first month then, right?
Yeah. Eventually they'll probably just add it as part of the regular lineup. But yeah, that's going to be the big hook to HBO Max now. It's going to be the destination to just watch Warner Brothers movies right when they hit theaters without having to go to the theater. While this is cool and all, and it could help HBO Max this year, of course there have been some auteur filmmakers, like the one and only Christopher Nolan, who have been pretty unhappy about this whole situation, and actually their agents too. Christopher Nolan is pretty notorious for deeming HBO Max as the worst streaming service. Even though I think by the time they launched Wonder Woman, they finally added some features that would kind of help these movies to look better, like 4K support, Ultra HD and stuff, and Dolby Atmos. But this move kind of just came out suddenly. So if I was in Christopher Nolan's shoes, I'd be shocked as well. But I don't know if I deem HBO Max the worst streaming service. But
yeah,
the thing is,
they got Studio Ghibli films. Come on.
Yeah,
you can't hate on that.
And if, like, that's not just Christopher Nolan; it's the agents of many other filmmakers and people in the industry as well, and of course the director of Blade Runner 2049 and the upcoming Dune. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Denis Villeneuve. He isn't really happy about the whole HBO Max thing as well. I find that funny though. Well, I think maybe he's not really about HBO Max either, but for different reasons. But I did read an article the other day that he horrified one of his cinematographers, Roger Deakins, for having watched, I forget what movie, but he basically watched a movie on his phone. So I don't think he would mind the fact that these films are being streamed, but perhaps it just has to do with HBO Max and the way AT&T has been just doubling down on it in a seemingly desperate way.
Is watching movies on your phone such a sin now to these filmmakers? Or
again, Villeneuve is the same guy that horrified Deakins that he was watching like some sort of prestigious movie on his phone. I don't know. I didn't read the rest of that article where that came from, so I don't know if he is opposed to it now because he kind of offended one of his fellow comrades, I guess I should say. But
I'm aware that a lot of these Hollywood directors, they have this mentality or idea that cinema should be only enjoyed on the big screen, and I don't want to bash on that mentality too much, because hey, like, watching anything on a big screen is just really cool.
Definitely.
Like even like that applies to like playing video games too. Like playing Smash on a giant screen is really cool. Watching a movie or a show on a giant screen is really cool. I don't think watching movies on a small screen really destroys the
experience,
prestige,
or I guess the
experience.
prestige. You see, because I think certain filmmakers are beginning to embrace it in a way. Like you have Martin Scorsese. While he may have called like while he may have compared Marvel movies to like theme park ride or something, he's taking advantage of working with Netflix and pretty much taking what you would have expected to watch on the big screen into there, like stuff like The Irishman and stuff. So I think I feel like they're slowly succumbing to streaming being the new thing now. But if it comes down to these filmmakers just not liking HBO Max at the end of the day because of its whole like internal sort of politics or whatever, I do have this feeling that out of spite, these filmmakers may jump ship to Netflix. That's the big one. That's where Martin Scorsese and David Fincher are already doing a lot of stuff for, with their creative freedom and whatnot. And then there's also Amazon, and Apple have been aiming towards a similar thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, who knows? Maybe Warner Brothers is not going to have is going to be more franchise films in the future because of this move. More, they're kind of more towards going more towards like competing against Disney aggressively, rather than just make whatever.
Right.
After all, I mean,
Yeah.
Disney Plus is big. Why not try to recreate that success?
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's weird how Disney already got pretty big in that sense, or at least Disney Plus. But I mean, it's Disney, so of course it's already grown to be like one of the big services. Um,
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to it's kind of a little hard for me to wrap my head around that. Like, if the right company launches their streaming service, it just balloons into popularity, reaches the heights of like Netflix, But you know, Disney Plus is about to get even bigger with their slew of recent announcements.
but before we get
Um,
into that, I'd just like to note that, like, I guess in the whole thing, in terms of these filmmakers possibly hopping ship to the other streaming services, these other services, like especially Netflix and Amazon, they just, I don't know, they've kind of established themselves as to like the general audience pretty well at this point. Where, yeah, these sort of smaller scale, more story driven sort of films, whether they're live action or animated, could better succeed.
mhm.
And I don't know if Disney Plus is aiming for that in the end, and same with HBO Max as well at this point. But we'll see what happens if we do see more of these people doing the whole exodus to just streaming only movies. But
I
yes,
don't know.
Disney is doing a strategy that's caught the eyes of many. Of course, because of the success of Disney Plus, they have to do more. And now there were people concerned about their lack of content. Well, worry no more. There's no lack of content here. From their Disney Investor Day that happened sometime in December, one of the first announcements that, of course, caught Chris's eye is coming from Fox. They're doing a Diary of a Wimpy Kid animated film for Disney Plus with the style that looks pretty similar to that Peanuts movie, actually. So who knows?
Yeah, I think
Maybe
I think they only posted like just a screenshot, didn't they? They
they showed
didn't like
like a
video.
very brief clip at the actual investor event.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
it isn't animated exactly like the Peanuts movie, but it does look similar. So it's good to see them going with the unique style for that. That's tries to be, a little more faithful to the books. But on the other
Yeah,
hand,
I
Fox,
didn't know they.
no, yeah. Actually, I
No,
want to
I
hear
was
your
just
I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I was just gonna say I didn't know they released a clip uh, because um, a lot of it, at least from my point of view, is we were all just screenshots. That's what they were posting. Well, I mean, they posted videos for other things too, which I'm sure we'll get into like in about a minute or so. But
Yeah, they
it's it's like
the screenshot is
huh?
basically that brief clip they showed. So yeah, I can see why they'd only put the screenshot out because it's not much animation to show.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing to look forward to personally because I think because with Diary of a Wimpy Kid, they have to stay the same age for like who knows how long they want to keep uh, producing content for the books. And as far and if I remember correctly, people didn't like that fourth movie that Fox made. They really didn't like it. So I think moving over to the animated realm will will keep things, I guess, consistent. And
Yeah.
especially since it's an animated series, I don't know how many books there are in the series, but I'm sure there's like more than enough to create like a whole animated show based on
Honestly, I'm
it.
surprised they haven't yet. So I think maybe the film could be like a sort of pilot, possibly.
Yeah, probably. Probably. But yeah, I kind of hope they they get the actors from the original Wimpy Kid movies. It'd be nice to get
Huh.
them on board since a lot of folks really like those guys,
Hmm.
me and myself included.
On the other hand, we are getting an Ice Age and Night of the Museum animated series for Disney Plus as well. I'm surprised. Well, Ice Age, I'm surprised they didn't do that already. But eh, I'm surprised they thought more Night in the Museum was still a good thing.
I was surprised that they're bringing back Night at the Museum as a series. Uh, not I guess not so surprised that for Ice Age though,
I'm always
because the
surprised
first
about Ice Age because like it took them this long. Like really?
I mean, you know, they've been busy making a billion movies for Ice Age, so
And
then
also,
again,
I guess Fox is only known for adult animation on TV, so there's that too.
yeah.
But those are going to be two new additions to Disney Plus. Maybe this kind of builds up the Fox library of Disney. It's kind of weird they don't have a section still for sure, but again, most of their stuff is for an older audience, which I don't know if Disney's quite comfortable with that yet.
Hmm.
Even though people love the Mandalorian stuff. Mentioning
Uh,
and I guess now that I'm mentioning it, we should touch on some of the Lucasfilm stuff that they've announced a little early on. They've got a lot of new series for Disney Plus coming soon. Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of them. They want to revisit him. I originally heard it was going to be a movie, but to turn it into a series would probably make more sense because of the Mandalorian success.
it was I think it was always a series.
Huh.
It was always intended to be a series. The Obi-Wan Kenobi
I heard they were going to try to make a
series.
movie before because, they were hoping that Solo would take off, but it didn't. But it seems
Oh, that's
like,
right. I
yeah,
forgot all about that. No, yeah, you're right.
yeah,
They did want to make it a movie. You're right. You're right. I totally
yeah.
forgot all about that. It's been such a
Yeah,
long
Solo
time.
really changed things up for them. And then, of course, in The Mandalorian is kind of their saving grace. So,
Yeah, I mean, Solo wasn't that bad. I thought. I enjoyed Solo.
yeah.
I
But in
very
just in
much
terms of, I
enjoyed
guess,
Solo.
they were if films were going to be their, their moneymaker, like as is the case with Marvel. But now it
Yeah,
seems like Lucasfilm is going to be doing a lot of shows. Another one of those shows, Ahsoka. Of course, you may
right.
remember her from the Clone Wars, and now she's in the Mandalorian. She's getting her own series, I think.
Yeah. So, uh, yeah, that's really cool. Another a tidbit I heard about it is that I heard that Disney was planning to eventually do like a crossover of Mandalorian with Ahsoka and I think another show. I forgot. There was not everything that was listed by Disney is on our notes here.
Yeah,
Uh,
they did
it's
announce quite a bit.
just notable highlights, but yeah, notable highlights. But there was another show that Disney is going to release. I don't remember it,
The Bad
but it
Batch.
was
I actually should have added that too because that's the pretty much the successor to the Clone Wars series. So any fans of
right.
that are gonna enjoy this.
But I did hear that they eventually want to do like a crossover between like three of their Star Wars shows leading up to something. Uh,
Yeah.
that possibly involves decanonizing the sequel trilogy.
Huh. Wow.
So that's what I've heard that
That's very
they have
interesting.
been they have been thinking about either decanonizing the sequel trilogy by introducing the concept of like alternate timelines or alternate universes within the Star Wars universe. uh, through the use of what they call the Veil of the Force, which, from what I heard, was introduced in an episode in the Clone Wars. And I guess that's going to be brought back in more focus for the show Ahsoka.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's just from what I heard, from rumors and possible insider info.
A lot of these Star Wars series that they're doing, really, I guess the whole aim of them, ever since Clone Wars, really, is that this was honest. A lot of these are the culmination of concepts that would be in Lucas's favor, rather than what Disney tried to do when they released a sequel trilogy. So it's very interesting to see them go on with this, the TV side of things.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely check them out. I definitely need to spend more time watching shows. I still have a long watch list on HBO Max, Disney Plus, and on Netflix. Yeah. So I gotta get to those. I finished watching the entirety of Regular Show not too long ago, actually.
Awesome.
And I feel lost.
Man,
I don't know what it is when you finish watching a whole show on a streaming service or just in general. But once you finish a show, you just feel lost. You just feel like you don't know what to do anymore. Yeah. I don't know what else to watch now that I'm done with Regular Show. And
eventually you'll probably end up watching some show and then you'll get sucked up into that. So it'll happen again.
Right. Oh, small news bit. They've added some more Cartoon Network shows on HBO Max. So I'll probably check those out.
They added quite a bit. But
yeah.
There are a lot of the shows that people have been wanting, like Ed and Eddie, Billy and Mandy, Codename Kids Next Door. Actually, they added quite a few Adult Swim shows as well.
I'll have to check. I don't think we have that. Do we have that written down in here somewhere?
Nah, it's not I don't know.
It's not that big, but
it's not that big. But
it's something interesting though.
And besides, I've kind of got some sort of vendetta going on with HBO Max after the Adult Swim streams died and AT&T just being AT&T. So.
Oh no! Don't tell me you're gonna stop paying for it, Alex.
I don't know. I've been thinking about that.
I don't know. You're gonna make my dad very disappointed.
Okay.
My dad's been enjoying HBO Max quite a lot.
Okay, fine.
And so have I. If you're gonna stop paying because you don't like what AT&T's doing, well, damn. Damn it all, Alex. I can't survive off of Netflix and Disney alone. But
all right, well, I'll keep that in mind. But anyways, so yeah, Lucasfilm.
Right, going back to Lucasfilm.
Yeah. Sorry for that sidetracking. But Lucasfilm, they're doing all those sort of series that are going with the Lucas canon in a way, or at least ideas that he had, with stuff like The Mandalorian, The Clone Wars, The Bad Batch, and Ahsoka. Though they are doing other sort of projects like Star Wars Visions, which is more like a sort of I don't know what you call it, an animated anthology, basically, of Star Wars stuff.
Done in a Japanese style animation.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And then
they're doing 2 new movies apparently. These aren't confirmed for Disney Plus, but they're in development.
Yeah, one is a Battle Squadron, and then the other one, it doesn't have a name as far as I know, but I've been told, I've heard that it's a movie directed by I can never say his name right. Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi. Yeah, you're on the dot. Taika Waititi.
Oh, okay. Oh, snap.
Yeah. That's one way to pronounce it, but you're fine.
Yeah. So there's that. And then they sort of slapped it on the presentation panel or on the presentation slide. But if anyone's still interested, like me, They're still working on Indiana Jones 5. So there's
Yeah,
that.
I
Said
do.
it's a week or
Well,
two.
I do wonder if Harrison Ford is involved in it, and if it's just really to kill off his character
I heard
again.
again. I heard he is. I heard he's fine with it. In
Oh,
an interview that he's done a while ago, uh, in an interview, he's like, "Yeah, like I'm cool with doing another Indiana Jones movie, as long as it doesn't take like 20 more years to make another one."
huh.
So he's cool with it. Basically, as long as they don't take forever, and if he's still alive by then he's cool with it. He's
All
totally
right.
on board with it. So we will be. It sounds like we will be getting Indiana Jones. Um, I don't
Besides, he's
know.
the title character anyways, so I don't know how
Right.
you can have
And
an Indiana Jones without him.
yeah, and I don't know. I don't know.
Regardless, this next Indiana Jones, because he is getting old, and even though he's open to do it, I do feel they'll probably set this as like, you know, the one that happens either as he's retiring or before.
Right. What I was gonna say. What I was gonna mention was I didn't know how to like word it, but I was gonna say that I saw an article some time ago that I guess Steven Spielberg left the Indiana Jones project due to creative differences.
Uh
Um, yeah, I heard that he's still going to be on the movie, but he won't have, I guess, as much creative input.
Has he worked
Uh,
with Disney
I heard,
before? Hmm.
I don't remember. I
You
don't
know what?
remember
I
the
doubt it
article.
because I know him as a Universal guy. I don't think he's done much work with
Hmm.
Disney.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just some bit of tidbit of news I saw, and this was before the investor meeting. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if they mentioned that. I don't know if they mentioned who's going to be in charge of that project, but that's just something uh, worthy of interest, I
Yeah.
guess. So I don't know if it's gonna without Spielberg if it's gonna have that same uh, sort of you know uh,
Same sort of
tone.
feel and the tone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or I don't know how heavy he was even involved with, um, but it's just a matter of hoping that the fifth one comes out better than the fourth one.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens when it finally
right.
comes out, whenever that is.
Whatever that is, 2050.
But that's everything from
We were
Lucasfilm.
now.
Unfortunately, Disney is continuing to bank with those live action remakes of beloved franchises and Disney names. We've got Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Pinocchio, The Little Mermaid, and a prequel of 2019's The Lion King.
What can you do with the prequel for The Lion King? I don't understand.
I
I
guess,
don't understand.
so wait, it's got to be the origin story of
Of what?
who's it?
Mufasa?
I forget. Yeah, that's his name, right? Foster.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie in forever. My bad.
Wow. Not a true Disneyer.
I don't
No, yeah, his name is Mufasa.
know. Yeah, okay. Mufasa. I guess that's the only thing I could think of. Probably like some sort of origin story of Mufasa and Scar. Why they broke. I don't know.
I don't know. Or maybe if it is a prequel, I think my brother mentioned. Yeah, does that mean they're gonna do a live action Lion King and a half? And I'm like, I don't know.
They could do that too. I don't know. To be fair, I mean, it's gonna be pretty dramatic still to an extent. It is being directed by the guy who made the Academy Award winning Moonlight. So
Really?
Yeah. I'm kind of sad he sold out, but what can you do, I guess?
Yeah. Well, what do you expect? It's Hollywood. It's Hollywood, baby.
Hollywood. Da, 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 da.
Make
I hope we don't
make
get
him
copyright ID'd for that.
make him laugh, make him cry.
But yeah, they're though. So Disney is definitely doing those live action remakes still. Um, but who isn't doing that
Right.
is their animation studio. Their next big animated feature for this year. Well, not only do they have Encanto, which is later down the line, I think, or I've heard it
It's
might
this
not be
year.
this year. Oh, it is this year. It's gonna be that's gonna be their theatrical exclusive release if we do get out of this pandemic.
I think yeah. You
But
know what?
um,
You know what? Hang on. I think Raya and the Last Dragon is this year,
it is,
and
yeah. That's
Encanto.
the one I was about to mention. Raya and the Last Dragon. That is going to be Disney Plus's next Premier Access release. But rather than just exclusively releasing it on Disney Plus for Premier Access, they're going to be releasing it at theaters at the same time, which is kind of like their answer to how they're going to do bigger releases in the same way HBO Max is doing theaters and a streaming release for 30 days. But in addition to the Raya and the Last Dragon, we're getting quite a few series based on their movies coming from them and not their TV division. Like Big Hero 6's Baymax, which is more like a series of shorts surrounding Baymax. Moana, the series, I think is an actual series, and so is Tiana, Princess and the Frog. Zootopia, I think it's a series of shorts, unfortunately. But honestly, it seems like that movie, like Monsters Inc., has a lot of world building to work off of for a full series. So hopefully, Zootopia Plus
I,
is a full series,
I
or it
was
builds
very
up to that.
excited. I was very excited for Zootopia's series announcement because the world of Zootopia is like so rich with like the possibilities of like what stories they can tell because it's so huge. I really like the environment of Zootopia.
Maybe what they should
uh,
do for Zootopia Plus is make it an anthology, but it's just set in that
maybe
world.
maybe because like Judy is a cop, so maybe it could be a series, maybe like a criminal of the week sort of thing.
Hmm.
And but like each episode is like 40 minutes long.
Oh, that's
Maybe that's just
so
what I'm
basically kind
hoping,
of like
because there's a lot
I'm
you
just
can
for
do.
some reason I'm imagining something like a more comedic animated version of True Detective
Or like
or something
Sherlock or
like that.
something.
Yeah, basically. That would actually, if they were to do that for Zootopia, that would work for Disney Plus. I'm sure that's the sort of appeal they need.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. I would be down for that. um
But yeah,
my sister.
Zootopia Plus is a thing. But yeah, as you're saying,
Yeah. No, I was gonna say my sister got excited because I was telling her about that, and she likes Zootopia, so she's like, "Oh, when is it coming out?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, sis. This is coming out in like 2023." And then she's
damn.
like, "No, no." She got
Hmm.
all bummed.
Well, okay, now I gotta search it up, but because if it's taking them that long to do it, hopefully it is just something beyond a series of shorts.
Yeah,
If they're not releasing it till 2023, I know COVID has slowed down production a bit, but you know, like if it's gonna take that long to just release a series of shorts, come on.
did they say it was a series of shorts? I didn't hear exactly what it would be. I thought it was just be a straight up
I
series,
was
not like,
right. It was an anthology. It's gonna be an anthology series,
oh, well, snap.
centering on different characters. So you know what? There you go. Zootopia Plus. That is a series to look out for if you're a fan of that movie, and it's actually going to be a full-fledged series. It's not a series of shorts. It's going to be an anthology surrounding honest characters.
Nice. Well,
So
I will
yeah.
definitely be on the lookout for that
So I
because
guess
I'm
that
interested in
2023 wait is going
Zootopia.
to be worth it.
I sure hope so.
But yeah, that's
I'm
everything from Walt
surprised.
Disney Animation. Sorry,
I was
I keep
gonna say,
interjecting with you.
no,
Continue.
that's why I was just about to make a quick comment. I was just about to say I'm surprised that they wanted to do a series for Tiana.
Yeah. It's I guess to build up interest in the Princess and the Frog again, especially now that they're about to retheme Splash Mountain with Princess and the Frog.
That's probably why. And you know, it's weird too. I've been noticing my sisters rewatching The Princess and the Frog a little bit more recently, and I'm like, what? When did you guys discover this movie? So I've had a chance to rewatch it at some parts, and it's still pretty good. I still like it.
I'm checking right now,
Um,
and surprisingly, this movie is still on Netflix. This is a random fact. It's on Disney Plus and Netflix, I guess.
well, Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's still on Netflix, but I guess that's cool. But yeah, that's a lot. That's everything from Walt Disney Animation Studios that's coming up.
Pixar, right?
Yeah,
So
they're still
Pixar,
pumping along, and
we've known for some time. Well, we've known for some time that they have Luca. Or would have loved to see a teaser trailer by now because they normally do that with their movies. But I don't think there's a trailer for it when Soul came out.
nope,
So
nothing yet. They're taking a
so that's
little.
kind of interesting.
I think it's a summer release too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, because one of the things I like about seeing Pixar in movie theaters that they always have a teaser trailer for the upcoming film. Really cool. But there is no teaser for Luca. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think that happened with Soul, didn't they?
No,
When
they
did
had
they
a
release
teaser
the teaser
trailer.
trailer for Soul?
They released it with
When it
Onward.
was Onward, right? Yeah,
When Onward
yeah.
came out, yeah.
Well, they didn't do it for
Well, we're already
Luca, but I'm
forgetting about
sure.
Onward.
But
But they've
I
also
think it's
got
just
this other movie, Turning Red, which looks cute. But
looks in, I, it kind of looks like the style was inspired by Studio Ghibli from the
definitely,
picture that they released. I thought it
yeah.
was really cool. That's really cool.
And then
And then
the big one that they've got Chris Evans on of all people, Lightyear. Buzz's origin story is finally going to become a movie, and
I thought that
I
was an interesting thing to
yeah
do.
yeah. I do wonder if it's going to be its own. It's going to be its own standalone story, but I wonder if they're gonna give any nods to that. I'm trying to remember terms, but I keep forgetting them. That animated series that they did back in the '90s, which apparently John Lasseter hates. So
Did that John Lasseter what?
hated that they did Buzz Lightyear's Star Command.
Oh, he hated that.
Yeah, I think it's mainly because I don't. This was at the time Pixar wasn't as close to Disney as it is now. So
I didn't know about the John Lasseter hating
the Buzz
Buzz
Lightyear
Lightyear
TV
series.
series. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he did, but that time has passed. We are also getting more Disney Plus stuff from Pixar. Doug Days, it's a series of shorts with the one and only Doug from Up, a Cars series, and they've got an original series called Win or Lose. It's a baseball centered series. And
Volleyball.
wait, volleyball? Or which sport? I don't know. I saw it
It's
as baseball.
volleyball.
Oh, damn it.
Check it.
Oops.
It's volleyball.
Well, thank you for correcting me there. But volleyball series then. Okay. Uh and that is all due for Disney Plus. I don't know if win or lose, I don't think they specified a date, but Doug Days is this year, and I think the Cars series is like next. Or maybe this year too, I don't know.
Wait a minute. Wait, where did you get baseball at?
Well, I just assumed baseball by the looks of the, I guess the little art they showed for it for some reason.
Wait, hold on, because I searched it up. I could have sworn it was volleyball. This post says softball, but I was like, what? Softball? Wait, hold on.
Okay, what's going on here?
I could have
Did we
sworn
did
it
we
said
get sucked into some sort of weird?
win or lose. Oh, I didn't see this
Did
art.
we
What the hell?
did we just get? Did you just get Mandela affected?
Oh, shit. I probably did. Hang on.
Okay, so it
I
is
didn't see.
softball. It's softball. Okay,
What the hell? Dang, I was wrong on this
you got
one.
freaking Mandela affected.
No, wait, hold on. Let me see.
But yeah, that is coming soon to Disney Plus, and yeah, Pixar I don't think has ever done a full-fledged original series for any sort of television or streaming service before, so look out for that. And they do have one of their big reasons why they're still around right now is Disney. Well, that's a horrible way to put it, but the big moneymaker for them, Marvel Studios. They've revealed a lot of stuff for Disney Plus as well. A lot of series like WandaVision, which is going to come out this month, January. That's their first big thing. And then in the summer, we're going to get a series with Loki. That I remember hearing, was it Owen Wilson or Keanu Reeves is going to be involved in some capacity? Actually, I think it's Owen Wilson. But he's the Loki series, look out for that. What If? Is there another summer series, an animated series that kind of looks at the sort of, I guess, alternate scenarios of the MCU, kind of done in the same sort of style as their actual What If comics. Miss Marvel is going to be about Kamala Khan. She gets her own series. I don't know when that comes out, but it's due for 2021. Of course, you got the Hawkeye and She-Hulk and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series coming at some point. I think only one of those is coming out this year. The new takes on Fantastic Four and Blade. This is not for Disney Plus, by the way. These are feature films that are in development right now. But what is for Disney Plus, I don't know. What do you think about this, Chris? The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
I find it a little entertaining that they announced that during holiday 2020. They're like, hey guys, we got a holiday special for Guardians of the Galaxy, and they announced this like in December. And they're like, yeah, you gotta wait like 3 more Decembers for this.
3 more Decembers, dang.
So yeah, 3 more Decembers.
I think they're still working on Volume 3, and I think that's still releasing beforehand.
I was gonna say, isn't James Gunn still working for DC, or
he's doing both? I think. They got him back at Disney after they solved the situation, even though the situation never existed. It's just Disney just doing damage control, but whatever.
Hey, going back, by the way, yeah, I think I totally got Nelson Mandela here. I found the tweet by Pixar. Win or lose, middle school softball team, which I could have sworn it said volleyball when I looked at it. And
Great job.
Damn, I can't believe I was wrong. I can't handle this. That's coming in 2023. Meanwhile, I found an alternate account you made, Alex. There's this guy that replied to the win or lose tweet. He's like, "Where's Monsters at Work?"
Oh yeah, I wish that was me.
Yeah, and then the guy replies, "In the works."
Yep. Basically, well, I think if that one show director is to be true still, I think they're still aiming for spring 2021. So, but they didn't reveal it on this investor day because that's their TV division mostly working on that show, I think, with Pixar's input. But again, mostly the TV division. And I guess the TV division is not worth mentioning in the investor day. TV doesn't make money, you know.
But it's Disney Plus. That's all
Yeah, but
TV.
the thing is, the other projects that Disney TVA are working on are mostly for Disney Channel for some reason. So
They're still working on Disney Channel, are they?
yeah, it's really strange, but I guess they have to keep those cable providers happy. Honestly, they really should figure out how to just. Well, I guess if the ratings really die out and Disney just wants to say screw you to the cable operators, they should really start putting those cartoons over to Disney Plus, like on the same day they air, like they already do with the with Hulu on FX, or no, FX on Hulu. It's gonna be inevitable, but because like I think we're also getting more of these kids just watching stuff on streaming services, so I'm surprised their Disney Channel still a thing. They say Cartoon Network is on life support. Honestly, I feel like why isn't Disney Channel on there on life support as well? But yeah, that is the Disney Investor Day and everything that they've announced to build up Disney Plus, and of course the upcoming films that they have coming up. So just keep an eye out for those in the future, this year and next year, whatever.
Next year, 2 years from now.
But we've got that out of the way, and that took about 40 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
This isn't. I guess we'll mention one more thing about its streaming services. They haven't revealed much other than the fact that it's CBS All Access but rebranded Paramount Plus. You know what they're getting?
What are they getting?
iCarly. iCarly's back.
Whoa.
iCarly's back, and it's with the original cast. So, yeah, I don't know if Dan Schneider is still involved. There's a chance that maybe he's not, because I haven't heard of him and his ties to Nick for quite a while. So, but they're bringing back the original cast for it, and I'm guessing, of course, it's gonna have to be set in the modern day now. It's gonna be, Carly and Sam are TikTok stars or something like that. Their website, it doesn't matter if you have your own website. That's cool and all. You got to be on YouTube.
They probably have their website on. They probably have their website on. They probably use Squarespace for their website.
But just that's gonna be a thing. I don't know if Paramount Plus is gonna eventually like take any of the other projects from Nick and Comedy Central that they've had in development. I don't know if this iCarly is going to be older leading. It probably, there's a possibility that it could be, because, yeah, the streaming services are a hit with the older audiences too, not just kids. That just makes me remind you though. That just makes me wonder though. What is Disney doing? I'm sorry to go back to them. I wonder what they're doing with Lizzie McGuire. I'm guessing it's just getting. It's not in the works? Ouch.
From what I've heard, it's either been canned internally, shelved internally, or just no longer in the works, from what I've heard.
Ouch. Yeah, that was just. That was something that they've revealed in 2020 as something to like expect. And they had a little clip, and bam, it's gone.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes. It always sucks when it does.
That's just show business.
Yeah. But speaking of show business, AT&T. Oh, great, AT&T. They're going to sell Crunchyroll to a very large sum to Sony, and that large sum is $1.2 billion, which is apparently that's what AT&T was looking for, around that amount to sell Crunchyroll, and they finally are giving it to Sony, who already owned Funimation, who already owned Aniplex. So now Sony is going to become the anime king in the United States as a result. I don't know if that's a problem, but
my God, I can't believe Sony has created the anime monopoly.
yeah, who could have thought? But that just makes me wonder, like, Crunchyroll had all this original content in development. I guess it was going to be for Crunchyroll exclusively, but like, I wonder if any of that was going to be switched to HBO Max in the process. But I guess with the way AT&T has done this, probably not. I guess they don't like High Guardian Spice or something, but yeah, what does this mean for anime on HBO Max? Is it just going to be Studio Ghibli? And especially, they've been doing this like more niche streaming service called Verve, as in Crunchyroll. And what's going to happen to that? Like, why did Verve even continue to exist once HBO Max was announced? Honestly, it's really strange, but Crunchyroll is now going to be a part of Sony, and I guess anime is still going to have its own streaming service in a way. It's sort of like the Netflix of anime, rather than having to coast off of AT&T, which I guess that's a good thing because, again, AT&T has been very cancel like heavy on a lot of these more niche sort of projects or divisions. So even though Crunchyroll is far from niche, it's probably a good thing that it's not going to be in AT&T's hands anymore. And just, so I guess thinking about the internet and stuff, like, is SOPA tier politics coming back? Normally, I don't talk about politics in this podcast unless it involves something like something that affects the internet and the sort of freedom of expression that we've many have had fun with over there and whatnot. And unfortunately, as part of the big COVID relief related omnibus bill that they've put out, a U.S. senator has created a bill that is a part of this omnibus bill that like illegally attacks or the people say outright jails anyone that has multiple DMCA strikes. That could mean like on social media sites on Twitch, like Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube, Twitter. And you know that could just mean that like it's gonna be easier to really get in trouble for really just playing like that Taylor Swift song on your Twitch stream or something. Although the senator has argued, weirdly enough, that this is really meant more for DMCA claims on those for-profit streaming piracy services, like Kiss Anime and Kim Cartoon. You can watch stuff for free off of them, and it's like shows they don't even own, but they do try to encourage people to pay the premium to, you know, get full access to the site and get less ads and stuff. And really, I think the bill is meant to aim towards that sort of thing, and not individuals. But the thing is, some people argue that the bill is unclear enough to that maybe encourage individuals that are just, you know, streaming copyrighted music and whatnot to get affected. But hopefully it isn't that.
Like it's left vague enough to send individuals to jail, right?
Yeah. But hopefully it's not that serious in the end.
Well, if it's targeted towards those kinds of ads, or not ads, to those websites, probably for the better, because I hate trying to click pause only to open up a website for a pornographic video game.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
But just hope that isn't as serious as going to jail for playing Taylor Swift or something on Twitch.
No, I think Twitch is has its own problems with that kind of thing, unfortunately.
But on brighter news, and I guess back to video games. I don't think we ever talked about video games at all. Actually, I don't know what I'm saying, but Super Smash Brothers. They've brought us Steve from Minecraft a while back, but they've surprised fans with a new character reveal. Final Fantasy VII Sephiroth, the notorious antagonist of one of the biggest Final Fantasy games, has made his way onto Smash, and he is honestly he's a great addition to Smash. The Sephiroth challenge was a thing. I don't know if it's still a thing. Probably not. It allows you to unlock him pretty early if you have the Volume 2 Fighters Pass.
Yeah, I think it's only for those who have the Volume Pass.
Yeah, but it was definitely definitely worth the money in the end.
Yeah,
if we're getting a character as good as Sephiroth.
I was able to unlock the guy on the first day the challenge came out, so that was nice.
Nice. For people who didn't complete the challenge, I think he's out February or something. Yeah, it's quite a wait.
Wait, what?
I think there's quite a wait for people who didn't do the challenge. But I think enough people did the challenge to where they unlocked it.
What do you mean? Sephiroth is already out.
Oh, I think that so. The challenge probably existed for.
The challenge existed for like 5 days before his release.
I had no idea. I had no idea it worked like that. Oh, that's good. I thought they did some weird long wait.
No, it was like a 5 day.
That'd be cruel, but hey, I can honestly see Nintendo doing that, making people wait for Sephiroth even though he was already out. I can honestly see Nintendo doing that. Unfortunately.
Well, he's been out since December.
That's
or
good.
Was it November? I don't know. Yeah, that's he doesn't come out in February. He's already out.
Yeah, that's my mistake. I guess.
Did you get Nelson Mandela?
I think so, or I think I just misread the little detail on there. Yeah. Well, we're even then, all right.
You just got Mandela affected.
Yeah, but on the other hand, the one character that Smash fans were really wanting in the game instead of Minecraft Steve, I guess, Geno from Super Mario RPG, is only a Mii costume. That's it. That's all you're getting for this Smash game, at least. So I hope you're happy, Geno fans.
Better luck next year.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe people will still be happy about that. Honestly, they did that Sans costume for Smash, and that was probably the most important Mii costume that they could have done, and the one that actually people actually cared about. So,
yeah. I really hope at the very least they give like some sort of cave story representation in Smash in form of a Mii costume. I feel the main character for Cave Story would work well as a Mii costume.
Yeah.
That's just me and my hopeful thing. So, yeah. When they first announced Sephiroth, I initially didn't recognize the guy. I was sort of left like, who is this guy? You know? I figured he was Final Fantasy because they kind of focused on Cloud a lot throughout the trailer. So I was safe to assume that this was a Final Fantasy guy. And then when I was talking to my brother about it, he was like, he is Final Fantasy. Like, he's like a very popular villain. And I was like, what? I've never heard of the guy. So yeah, I learned that day that I guess Sephiroth is a popular villain character. My brother was like, yeah, he's just as popular as Bowser. And I'm like, really? I've literally never heard of this guy.
Well, I
But
mean,
can
that's
you
what
blame?
happens when, Final Fantasy VII was a PlayStation exclusive game. And it's rather interesting that Nintendo has allowed the characters to reign in
Right. Yeah.
since they're coming from a platform that uh, is not Nintendo, but it's still cool either way that both in there and Sephiroth just plays as satisfyingly as Cloud. I think he has some stronger special moves, arguably, but uh, I've only played him once or twice, but he's fun to play.
No, he's a really cool character. I like the guy. I mean, I like him. I was just kind of hoping that for this character, because the I was hoping that every character in the volume pack would be from a new franchise that we've never heard of or that was never represented.
Good
So I
point.
wasn't entirely on board when Byleth was announced because I'm like, we already have Fire Emblem characters, and learning
Mmm.
that Sephiroth was a Final Fantasy. Again, I was initially not on board, entirely on board,
Ah,
because
gotcha.
I'm like we already have Final Fantasy because I saw the volume packs as sort of an opportunity to bring in like left field characters that were never represented or represented like have like a rep as a fighter. Uh, um, but I came to like Sephiroth mainly because now the Final Fantasy playlists has more than two songs.
Yeah,
so so I was like, all right, I'll let Sephiroth pass because he increased the soundtrack for Final Fantasy
yeah.
from measly 2 to like I think 8, 9.
Huh.
I don't remember, or was it
Yeah,
10? I don't remember. But now it's not just 2, which was kind of annoying. Like I'm not a Final Fantasy guy, but even I knew that just having two tracks is kind of that's kind of that's kind of dumb.
hmm. Well, now you
it
get to
was
listen to
interesting. It was.
his famous theme song,
I've
and
never heard of his theme song before,
ah,
so maybe not famous to me. But then again, he made a point where it was more of a PlayStation thing, and I only hang out in Nintendo territory, so that's probably why I've never really got into or really ever really know the Final Fantasy lore.
yeah.
But
Well,
I'm
yeah,
glad he's in it.
yeah.
He's a cool character. I like it.
But that just makes me
I
wonder though:
like
is
it.
Nintendo going to add another Fire Emblem character pretty soon? I guess.
No.
I guess now that they did get a bit of backlash last time, they're probably going to be more careful. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Like Fire Emblem just had its most recent game, and I think that's gonna be good for a bit. So I guess it depends on if they do
Right.
another Fire Emblem game.
I don't know. I don't think they would add another Fire Emblem character. You know, if they were, it would have to be Byleth, and that's it. You know, one Fire Emblem character per pack, sort of deal. If like you already used up your Fire Emblem card for the volume packs, let's not do it again. but but that's really my high hopes for the volume pack fighters. Like they're characters from series that have never been represented or maybe underrepresented. So I really hope the next fighter is like more like unique or like from a series that's never has gotten any attention or maybe that should get attention. Like Minecraft Steve is like such a big character. It's only a matter of time before he made it in Smash, and look at him. So, yeah, it's just a matter of who's next, you know.
Yeah. But you know who we aren't seeing in
Uh,
Smash for, I guess, well, I don't know, anything can happen, but, film characters are barely in Smash. Like the characters from Soul and Wonder Woman 1984, which have recently released in December as the
well,
Christmas Day releases
what a
for
hell of a segue.
Yeah. For Disney Plus and HBO Max, respectively. I have not seen Wonder Woman 1984, although I think my parents have. I don't know if they enjoyed it. I think they did. Although I do
I have
like,
I haven't
I
seen it
yeah,
myself.
yeah. I gotta say, for Soul, it's very nice to see Pixar take like a stylistically different direction with that one in terms of like the character design
So
and just
good.
overall the music and just yeah, it was really nice to see. It was really nice to get a glimpse of that.
Yeah, soul good. Soul very good.
Hmm.
I
And
gotta
if
be
this if
honest.
this if these are the sort of movies Pixar's going to focus on, I guess after Lasseter left. I mean, they do have that Buzz Lightyear prequel, but that's just one film that they've announced as from an existing franchise thus far. But like if they continue to keep like something like Soul up, then I think they're in good hands.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Uh, I expected Soul to be something else, judging from the trailers and all that. And I'm not, it's not like it's a bad thing that it kind of like didn't follow what I thought it would be or didn't follow how I thought it would go initially. But it's a really good movie. I really like it. It's it's definitely different in a good way from other Pixar movies.
Now,
I
which one
think
do
I
you
think
like more, Soul or Inside Out?
uh let's give Soul a year and ask me that question later.
Fair enough.
Might be a little too new. It's either too new to say, or maybe it's been too long since I've seen Inside Out.
And yeah,
Uh,
I feel the
but
same too. Although I feel like I
but
might lean towards more with Soul because it's a I don't know. I mean, both are unique concepts. Like, what are emotions like as people, and now, and then the other, and Soul entirely is like really more leaning towards the existential that you wouldn't normally expect from a Disney movie.
yeah,
So perhaps
but
they're good in their
I
own
thought
right at the end of the day.
yeah, it's a hard question to answer. But they're yeah. But you said it right. They're both great in their own ways. I I don't think I could choose one over the other because they're two different stories with two different I guess themes. So might not be a fair comparison.
Yeah. It just makes you wonder what Pete Docter is going to do next. He's gone quite a long way.
Yeah.
Monsters
His
Inc.
next
Then Up was incredibly something else, and Inside
yeah.
Out, and then now Soul.
Well, his next thing is leading Pixar now.
Oh yeah, he's pretty much running Pixar at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. Good for a doctor.
Hmm. But I don't think he's
Let's
ruled out that he'll do like another movie sometime. So I'm sure he's when it comes to him, we will see something else.
yeah. What's
But
what's
you know what
next
isn't
here?
as good as a Pixar movie, especially with the sneak peek that they've shown. Camp Coral from Nickelodeon, the spin-off of Sponge Out of Water, where SpongeBob is a little sponge in the titular Camp Coral with his friends Sandy, Patrick, and Squidward. I think that's how it goes. But the preview that they've shown looks pretty awful. It doesn't look.
When when
It
did
looks like below
when did they
standards of what
when
like
did
a
they
lot of.
post that preview?
I believe it was around December. I think before Christmas week or sometime
Because
around that.
yeah, because I
It does
remember
exist, but it feels like Nick is trying to wipe it out of existence because of how bad the backlash was.
yeah, I saw that was it Rebel Taxi retweeted that video from Nickelodeon, and when I first saw it, it was just a glimpse. Like it was just I just sort of saw it and I thought nothing of it. And it wasn't until later that day that someone made a tweet about it. Different person, no screenshots. They were just like, yeah, Kamp Koral looks really horrible. Like, I got insider info that it wasn't supposed to look like that or whatever. It was like some test. I guess it was like test footage level production that wasn't supposed to be used, or I don't know. I don't know what they said exactly, but then I was like, wait a minute. Rebel Taxi retweeted this like today. And then when I went back to find the video, the tweet was gone. I checked on Nick's account. That no mention of it anywhere. I even went on YouTube just to find it, and I couldn't find it at all. Like, I
Yeah, I think they are definitely trying to erase that sneak preview out of existence after the backlash. But also, perhaps, that person's right. That was actually test footage that they were never meant to show.
Yeah, I felt like I was living again in the Nelson Mandela bubble. I was like, what? I just saw it and people are talking about it, but it's nowhere to be found. Incredible how they were able to just sort of scrub it off.
Right. Black Helms already has to do enough damage control, so I guess they got away with this one.
Yeah. Nickelodeon can scrub their mistakes as much as they want, but Facebook will always remember.
Facebook always remember.
And that's why they're under scrutiny.
Yep. The FTC or the Justice Department, something along those lines, have they've recently been talking to little startups in the VR market, as apparently they've accused them of being pushed away by Facebook, who owns Oculus. And of course, as you know, Oculus is trying to really get their name out there as the VR headset to get. I was all about Oculus before later last year, 2020, when they were pushing the Oculus Quest 2, and then it was like the sort of device you would need to use a Facebook account for. Yeah, it's not surprising that they're not treating fellow competitors or even like potential partners like wrongly like that. But it's also like really concerning that Facebook has been trying to be as big in VR as they are. And now as of December 9th, not just because of VR, it's all these other things that have to do with like, WhatsApp and Instagram and whatnot. The fact that they own all these major social network sites. Like the FTC now wants Facebook broken up, but they're making their case at the moment, I think, before it actually happens. So,
are they going to split up everything so that
probably the bigger sort of divisions? I hear like WhatsApp is not going to be on Facebook's kind of control anymore, and it's probably the same with Instagram. Probably with Instagram too. That might not be Facebook either, potentially. But I'm hoping that means Oculus isn't Facebook either, because, man, that was even though Facebook has been helping the VR market to grow, at the same time, if they're trying their best to be the only VR headset, maybe it's for the better that Oculus is on their own again.
I mean, HTC Vive is still there hanging, aren't they?
Yeah, kind of. They're kind of losing. They're kind of losing it a bit because now Valve is making their own headset, and that's been getting more attention. And HTC has been their direction with the Vive has been a little unclear. They are doing a PC headset, but they're also doing this thing where it's like, oh, we're going to make this a mobile headset, but you have to connect your mobile phone to it and stuff.
Oh, well, that's like the Samsung Gear.
Not quite.
No?
Because the headset is still its own thing. But, like, the thing is, wouldn't it be better for HTC to take the approach that Oculus is doing and make just a Vive Go or something? But they're not.
like it's like a standalone headset, right?
Yeah.
I was really hoping Vive, uh, HTC Vive would do a standalone headset because I'm still very much attached to the HTC Vive VR headset. A
That
little
was an
unfair.
impressive first demo, though, still.
It is,
But
yeah. Unfair for me to say because that was the first ever headset I've ever tried when it comes to VR. And
I don't know.
whenever
They're missing the boat. They make phones, right? Why aren't they doing it? I think they
I
tried to do something similar, but it's not as
see
good as the
that's
Quest.
what I thought too. I was like, isn't HTC like a mobile phone company? Can't they just do? They can do this, can't they? I don't know.
It's weird
I
how they're
mean,
not.
as much as I would like to get an Oculus Rift, which is still on my list somewhere on things to get eventually, I I do hope that HTC Vive makes their own uh, headset, their own mobile headset at least. So then, so so then we would have another console war, but instead of with the big three, it would be against Oculus, HTC Vive, and well, I don't know who
Sony,
else.
PSVR is also
Sony.
pretty big.
Yeah, but that's kind of like for the PlayStation only. You know, I'm kind of thinking more in
Of
terms
like
of like
VR has its
standalone
own.
headsets.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, at least that's where I'm thinking because then when you have this competition, uh, we're gonna get better and better headsets as the years go by because we have like companies trying to outdo each other. So it'd be nice to bring in some of that rivalry into the headset game because if it's only Facebook, ah, Facebook is barely going to do anything to improve their headset because they're the only ones or the only big ones, you know.
Yeah,
So I guess in that sense, I kind of side with the Justice Department on this one.
I really hope Facebook gets broken up. I don't know. It's been getting really rusty there.
Right.
I want Oculus to be its own thing, and it would be really satisfying to see Facebook broken up and like not own everything.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, if they get broken up, Facebook could be like an involved partner, but that's as far as they can go.
Yeah,
You know.
perhaps.
But
But maybe
you
okay,
know,
maybe this year.
I
I hope we see Facebook broken up or something. I don't know.
maybe. I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to keep our eyes open on that. Uh,
This could very well be
uh,
like another case of United States versus Microsoft,
uh-huh.
but with Facebook now. We'll see.
Well, I can tell you that I will not be spending my stimulus check on an Oculus Quest. That's for sure.
Good. But if you get the
That
Quest 1, that's probably a better choice. But I think they've pretty much stopped selling the Quest 1 entirely just so they can get those Quest 2s. So I'm going to keep saying good because knowing what they've done on the Quest 2. But in
segueing
terms of
over.
the, sorry to interrupt, but like in terms of the check, $600 came in for every tax-paying citizen in the United States, or tax filing, I should say. But what are we using ours for? Chris, we'll start with you.
Well, it's only $600. Now I don't want to sound ungrateful because it came in at a very crucial time. Before it came in, I had like about $200 left in my bank account. So getting an extra 600 kind of helps that gap between me and straight broke poor. uh, so I was using my the last stimulus check to get groceries and stuff like that, and that's not going to change with this one. Although I really wish that the $2,000 increase went through because I would have finally gotten myself a new phone. I am
Yeah, that would
sick
have
and
been
tired.
good. It would make it would
I
make
am sick
Discord
and
work on your
tired.
phone.
Yeah, I know. I would be able to update my apps and everything would be working up to speed. I am very sick of my LG Stylo 2. Very sick of it. I've had this phone since 2016, and even in 2016, this phone was a low-end mid-ranger. So you could only imagine its performance in 2021
I could have sworn you got
with the
it
climate.
before 2016, but I'm
Huh?
not you. I'm not you.
No, I think I said 2015 before, but
Ah,
after looking at like the facts, I keep saying that my phone was released in 2016. So that's when I
um,
had to have gotten it.
okay.
Yeah, it wasn't 2015, it was 2016. That
Dang.
is when I have had to have gotten this phone. And like I said, it was a low end mid ranger at the time. So you could only imagine how well it holds up in 2021.
It holds up
Not
great.
Oh, fantastic. I would have used my money to buy another LG Stylo phone. Oh,
Double the power.
totally. But yeah, I am sick and tired of this phone. I'm a little sick and tired of LG phones because this is an LG phone, and I'm sure their was it LG Velvet phone or their LG was it that Wing Flip phone is all great, but my sights are on Samsung.
That's fair.
They
I'm a
always
Samsung
they
user
always
too.
yeah they always say the grass is greener on the other side. And the way I see it, Samsung's lawn is very green and vibrant, just like their photo quality. So, uh, so my next target is the Samsung S20 FE. Or if it's reasonably priced, maybe I'll get the S21. Who knows?
Whoa.
I heard they were going to release an FE version of that. So maybe I could wait for that. Or if I really hate myself, I'll wait until they incorporate uh, the under camera display technology to their phones because I don't know how I would fare with a hole punch on my screen. I feel like that's going to get very annoying, but whatever. Uh, I just want to get out of this LG hellhole
Sooner or later, it'll happen.
sooner or later. Yeah.
I guess
So
for me in
for
particular, not much. I'm gonna save most of that money. It's always a good strat to just save what you can. I did end up using it on a few PC games though, but yeah, that's about it. I'm trying to save most of it. I just like to give a shout
yeah,
out to Bug Snacks though. That's the surprise hit for me last year. I did play it on my PlayStation 5 first, but I decided to buy it on PC because it's cool.
bug snacks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Alex has made very good use of his $600 stimulus check.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
I still kind of wish that they sent more. Uh, I'm sure everyone has heard that Mitch McConnell is not a very well liked person because of that. uh,
Yes.
in fact, I heard that I guess they're doing there's some voting
Yeah, the
going on
Georgia
in
election's going
Georgia.
on, and it seems like he's pretty unlucky right now. I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't think he should be surprised after what he's done. if he loses. I think he's gonna lose. Everyone on Twitter is like, yeah, vote him out. But having Twitter as your only news source and response of what the people think is not a very good, well balanced diet of opinion. All right, well, we've gone through mostly everything.
It's
But
now
I
time to go
know,
rapid fire on the extra things that we just don't have the time to put details on because honestly,
yeah,
we are kind of
because
running
this
low on
pod,
time
yeah,
here.
yeah, we're running low on time. We've gone long enough. I'm sure we've talked your ear out. So we're just going to go over some very quickly tidbits that Alex picked up on during the month, and a little bit of January too. So first thing here, I don't know if anyone has heard of this, but some Brazilian official or spokesperson, I don't even know if this guy is a part of the Brazilian government or some separate organization in Brazil, no idea, but some spokesperson or official from Brazil says that the COVID-19 vaccine could turn people into alligators.
Sick.
I wish I wasn't joking. I don't know how serious this guy is about it, but
Yeah.
it's a funny claim to bring up.
Yeah. With that
let's see.
vaccine, we could just live another life and not worry about the pandemic.
Exactly.
They say animals are the least. Well, I guess except for some animals, are still unlikely to get COVID for some reason. It's weird.
Right. Let's see. Unbreakable Zodiac killer code has been cracked more than 50 years later. That's exciting. However, no real revealing info came out of it. Unfortunately, from what I've heard, it's just more mocking. If I remember correctly, it was just a note of the Zodiac killer saying, "Yes, the people that I killed will be my slaves in the afterlife." Yada yada yada. So unfortunately, no real.
No real unveiling of who the Zodiac killer is.
Yeah.
It's a shame, but I guess
but
progress has been made in a way.
Progress has been made. I didn't write it down here, but it's been cracked by I think a pair of Australian mathematicians, I believe. So good on them. Good on you, Australia. What else? Bandai Namco and Artemin are teaming up to create an original IP. So that's weird.
Original IP. Oh man, I was hoping they'd do like Dragon Ball and Wallace and Gromit Fighters, or Shaun the Sheep Souls. Those would be so great.
Yeah, I know I didn't write it down. It was just sort of a quick type out, but yeah, Bandai Namco and Aardman.
Yeah, I think they've been actually doing Aardman has been experimenting with video games prior. I don't know if it's with Bandai Namco already, but it's cool to see that they're trying out new mediums.
Yeah, so that'll be something interesting. There's already jokes on Twitter about how Wallace is going to fight Dragon Ball Z characters. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see what comes of that. The video game company teaming up with a stop motion company.
A very famous one to add.
Yeah. COVID-19 2.0. New strain be vibing.
Yep.
There's already a case of it here in Southern California. Good for us.
Wait, in Southern California? Oh no, I thought it was. I think it started in Colorado.
Japan had a case of it, and they shut down their country. Colorado got a case of it, and I don't know if you heard, but my uncle sent me a link saying that there's been a case recorded in Southern California. Where exactly and by who exactly? That information is not public.
Great.
But it is here in Southern. I'll send you the link after we're done recording.
All right.
But yeah, it did hit Southern California, so lucky us. According to my friend who's a nurse, this new COVID strain, the only thing that makes it different from the last one, or the one that we were fighting or trying to avoid, it's simply more contagious.
Damn.
So it makes you sick regular strength. It doesn't hit you any harder, but it is easier. But it is more easier to spread around. Same strength, but it moves quickly. So, yeah, that's fun. That's very fun. What else? Retired Israeli general reveals that aliens are actually real. Whoa.
Oh, whoa. I was trying to search this up, actually. It's a little hard to find, but whoa. All I gotta say
uh,
is,
you could
well, yeah.
search it up on Futurism's website. That's where I got it from.
Huh, okay.
Yeah,
But,
it's a
whoa.
I know.
Right now,
So
I'm that meme with the guy that was like alien, and he's got that crazy hair and that look. I'm that guy right now.
I
You know what
could
I'm
I could
talking
imagine that Alex grew out his hair during the lockdown just so he can make that joke. Aliens. I haven't seen Alex in months, so I'm
I think the
going to
last time we
imagine
saw each
Alex
other
with
was
very
probably March of last year when we did that last one of the last podcasts we did in person before
yeah. So because of
the
that, I'm just
pandemic
going to
got really
imagine you with
serious. Yeah,
longer.
yeah, it definitely got
Yeah.
long at one point, but that's not important news. I guess I'll finish off with these other tidbits. Longtime Adult Swim executive Keith Crawford, who has been accredited with next to Mike Lazo on a lot of classic shows and some that are still ongoing, like Robot Chicken. He's recently retired from the company, which yeah, I think this is probably one of the last, probably the nail in the coffin for classic Adult Swim. Just maybe because I do feel like after he leaves and like the streams died with that other guy Matt Harrigan leaving as well, like we're gonna see a different Adult Swim pretty soon. Kid Cosmic is Netflix's next animated series coming out in February, and this is actually Craig McCracken's show, and I think it's looking pretty cool, honestly. It's got a unique art style,
Yeah.
which it
I
seems
haven't
like for every new show he does, he goes after that. It's looking cool.
yeah. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I was pretty excited for this one because I think about a year ago when Netflix did like this promotion of Netflix animation, they did a what is it? They interviewed Craig McCracken. He was kind of hyping it up. He was like, "Yeah, this is a series or an idea that I've always wanted to do for the longest time, and I've never found the right network for it, but Netflix was the right network for it. So, yeah, so glad to finally be working on it." And it got me excited because I'm like, "Oh wow, like if this is something that he's been holding off, waiting for the right time to work on it, and now it's Netflix and it's coming who knows when. Well then shoot, I better keep an eye out for it." And I'm glad to finally see screenshots and a trailer on it. I'll have to see the trailer after
And
we
a release
record
date,
it.
February 2nd. That's very soon.
Yeah.
So, Kid Cosmic, Craig McCracken's latest show. I don't think he said it's his last, but it's definitely if the word is to say that yeah, he's had this idea that he wanted to do for years. This is going to be definitely the culmination of everything that he's put out, from Powerpuff Girls all the way to Wander, into something a
Definitely.
little more of a passion project. Not saying
Yeah,
that those
yeah,
others
definitely.
aren't, but
No, yeah, but this one seems a little bit more special for him, so I'm very excited to check it out.
now Shrek has recently been declared national treasure by the US government, or at least the National Film Registry. So now it sits in the Library of Congress alongside many other esteemed films. So
Amazing.
I guess Chris quotes here: US government says Shrek reflects who we are as a people and as a nation.
Yep.
What they usually say, at least when you go to a Wikipedia article of any film that's on the National Film Registry, that it's culturally deemed significant or some crap like that. Which I
It's
guess
been
you know what,
culturally
Shrek kind of does deserve that because of the meme status it has now.
I was just about to say it's been definitely relevant for our culture for the past several years, maybe even the past decade even. So you know
Yeah.
what? Good on to Shrek for being the being declared a national treasure by our government. That's one good thing the government has done last year. And
Man,
this tops their stimulus checks too.
yeah, I do
Brilliant.
wonder if, like, the new DreamWorks, I guess the Katzenbergless DreamWorks they're working on a new Shrek, and I guess I'm wondering if they're just carefully trying to make it right because of what just happened. They gotta
You mean
be.
Shrek 5?
Yes, because now it's been forever. Those last two Shrek films you got are a lot of people are underwhelmed by. And you know what? Maybe it's time we get a good Shrek movie again. But
Yeah.
you know what isn't coming back though? The reviled PBS Kids show, Caillou, the one with the whining kid, whining in every episode or something like that. Well, he's not whining anymore because he got axed after 20 years. No more Caillou. You can all rest now. You're not going to hear him with his mishaps anymore. No more Caillou.
No more bald kid crying. Watch, though. People are gonna get nostalgic for it in about a year or so. Watch.
Yeah. Perhaps, but also, I think one of the new Family Guy episodes actually dissed Caillou, so who knows?
I saw that, yeah. Oh
But,
well. Goodbye, Caillou.
you're not a national treasure. Besides, you're Canadian.
Oh my god. You don't count. You're Canadian.
Wow.
And that was Alex's diss of the day. Oh man, we should do that for the next episode, whenever that is. Alex's diss of the day. Alex doesn't
Perhaps
diss a lot
so.
of things. Alex doesn't diss a lot of things, but when he does, it hurts. And it hurts a lot.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't think we lost much with Caillou, so that's that. But that's that. That is 2020, December, and a bit of 2021, the beginnings.
I like how we were consistent with the podcast throughout 2020, and now that the new year is here, never mind, we're done.
Yeah.
We were carrying 2020, and I think Alex deemed that the world doesn't need us anymore, so that's where we're stopping for now.
Again,
we only record our podcasts in extreme times of distress, and 2020 was just a straight period of distress.
yeah. Honestly, I'm hoping that this year is much better. I know we're getting a new strain of COVID and stuff like that, and rising cases. But hopefully, then, now that we have a vaccine, and now that we are starting fresh, basically starting fresh for this new year, that everything is just a little more positive, more worthwhile.
Yep.
But anyways, you could follow us on Twitter, LNW Duo, one word. This is where you can keep up to date with us, although it's usually just me saying, oh, hey, we got a new podcast. But since this is the last podcast for a bit, as we go into hiatus, you can expect updates from us.
You can expect no updates.
Well, I mean, yeah, it could be no updates, but maybe a surprise update from us whenever we put out a new video on our YouTube, which is, of course, where you're watching this podcast right now, Late Night Warriors.
Yeah, unless you're listening to this video from a re-upload on a different channel, well then what the hell?
Well, at least we got some exposure, I guess. That was the case.
Yeah.
I don't know if that exposure
Yeah.
exists really, but
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Just like to say we're only on hiatus. We're not putting ourselves to a full stop. We'll probably come back every now and then, maybe with this podcast, maybe with an entirely different podcast, or again, maybe with like different videos, another overanalyst review, something about computers, something about animation. Who knows? This channel again was fully meant for Chris and I to experiment. So just keep an eye out, and I hope you have a great 2021. Anything, Chris?
Not much to add here. I think you covered up the bases pretty well. You know, I hope this 2021 doesn't suck as much, and if it is gonna suck, you know, space it out.
Yeah.
It seems like every day there was some sort of crazy new news story going on in 2020. So if you're gonna continue with that 2021, space it out. You know, new crazy story once every 3 months or something. At the very least, do that for us. And yeah, we hope you'll see us again with whatever new content. I definitely have to contribute. I feel very bad because it feels like it's mostly Alex's channel. A lot of his videos are from him. I gotta come up with something so I don't feel like I'm just freeloading it.
That day will come.
So let's hope 2021 changes that.